and checklist is complete. And we are live. What's going on, man? My name is Nelson.
I'm Devin.
And welcome back to the Qbox, episode 11. Man, we're nearing to the end of the season after episode 12, man. How do you feel about that, D?
I feel amazing, my brother. Again, it sounds like almost a recording of last week, but yeah, I can't believe.
Did he press the recording or did he?
Right, exactly. Did he press the recording? We're still talking off air, man. What's going on right now? But no, I'm excited, man. Like you said, we're wrapping up season 1. This is episode 11, obviously.
That's exciting.
That's super exciting. And I think right before we said, or not right before we said, but right before we hit record, we both were saying this is so exciting, to go through the checklist and make sure everything is prepared before we hit record. And it truly is. And I can't say enough. I'm looking forward to every episode, but I'm truly looking forward to going into season 2 and what we have to offer, what we have to bring in terms of guests coming on. Really, really fun stuff, man. So
yeah, I definitely agree. Guys, if this is your first time tuning in, for those who are known as skippers, we do.
I always laugh when you say that.
We just want to say, do us a lovely favor and subscribe to our podcast. That way you can be notified every single time we do upload a new podcast, and that's both on Apple Podcasts, that's on Spotify, that's on every major streaming platform, as well as YouTube. So if you guys are more auditory, go ahead and go to those other streaming platforms. If you guys want to see us, go ahead and jump on YouTube. We're literally putting everything out at the same time, so you have options here, guys. So yeah, definitely exciting show, man.
It is.
I guess we spent quite a long time on the brotherhood topic last episode, and
I think it was 2 episodes ago now. So yeah, 2 episodes.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's okay. No, I have to think. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, the last one was about music again. So exactly. And so we figured, let's take we wanted to run it back again and just kind of see where we left off and continue that conversation, because it's really an awesome conversation. You could find brotherhood in every relationship you could imagine, whether it's a friend, whether it's someone that you're close to. You could establish these types of relationships, men or women. It doesn't really matter.
What just came to my mind, brother, is sisterhood, brotherhood, sisterhood.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously we're just sharing brotherhood because we're brothers, and,
correct.
And we have brothers. Which for those that did listen to, if you will, part 1 brotherhood episode, I'm the youngest. I have an older brother who's almost 3 years older than me, and Nelson's the oldest. And his brother is 5 years.
5 years younger. He's 30.
5 years. Okay, yeah. I have to remember that. So again, it goes either way. Really for us, it's really just showing the love and showcasing our love for one another, meaning me and Nelson, as well as our own biological brothers. Which even then, I always tell Nelson, like, it feels like me and him came out of the same womb, because we may not, it feels like we're blood related in our mind, spiritually. We're blood related. So, but yeah, like he was saying, we just felt as though there was just, I wouldn't say a lot. So for those listening, know this isn't going to be a long episode. So we don't want you to run off, but at the same rate, we did want to, go back and touch on some things, in terms of just our brotherhood between me and Nelson, and again, our own brothers between us. So.
Yeah, definitely. I guess before we get started and jump right in, I just wanted to say that, again, this is your first time. We literally just did our first live session via Instagram. I'm still trying to figure out a way to stream on every major platform at the same time. Kill 1,000 birds with one stone type of scenario. And so once I get that worked out, or Devin and I get, work out the kinks there, then we'll go ahead and give you guys a notification about how that's going to play out. So
for sure.
I
was going to say, until then, we'll do, I think we decided
Facebook next time, I believe.
Yeah,
right?
I was just going to say that's what we decided, man. Not that we won't do Instagram, because obviously we'll still do that. We'll work both platforms, and I say work, but interact. I don't want to use the word work.
Right.
Interact is really what we want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, hopefully we're able to lock that down, which I know we will once we figure out the kinks in the inner workings of how to, which I think is really cool. And you brought that to my attention. I said you can stream or live stream on all platforms at the same time.
Yeah,
That's
I think it's called
pretty cool.
StreamYard,
So
but there's a few options there. There's a couple of them, different ones, but one of them that did stick out to me was StreamYard. But I don't remember seeing if it was also including Instagram in that part. But every other social media platform was included. But anyway, I say let's dive in, man. And
for sure, brother.
so feel free, man. You could jump off and
yeah, you right.
get us started, baby.
Look. You know how we are. Our minds are already going way before
Cheers,
we
man.
start. Yeah, cheers, my brother. I guess
This
cheers.
is a
cheers
German beer.
with some agua.
He's got the water today. Well, it's evening
water,
here.
so.
It's early over there in the States. So, so this is like a German beer, Pata Brahma. I can never say this damn thing, but
Pata Brahma.
Yeah, exactly.
Hopefully
but it's German beer that I have here, and it's pretty good actually. This is not a promotion for them or any type of branding, so don't get in here. But I do enjoy it once in a while. When I'm not having the wine on the weekends. So, but yeah. Anyway, man, we're kicking it.
Just don't mix them. You know, as they say, don't mix your alcohol. Yeah, that's when you will be hugging the toilet, man. So.
Yeah, rocking huggies in the toilet, right?
Right.
What? Excuse me, mate. I'm not sure what you mean. A bit abstract for my taste, mate. I don't know about that. Anyway, man, let's go ahead and jump in,
brother.
man.
Yeah, man. No, for sure, brother. One question, and I didn't get a chance to ask this when we did do the first brotherhood episode, man. And I know this is something we know is important to us, but what would you say we've done to keep our friendship strong for the past 23 years? What I know there's a lot of things, but you know, this is pre cell phones. Okay.
Right.
Meaning for us to continue our relationship over the years and making sure we have one another's contact. But in your opinion, and obviously I can answer my end, what do you feel has kept our relationship strong for the last 23 years?
Right. Well, I think for us, man, we are so identical in many ways, man. It's you know, it's kind of freaky sometimes because we literally sometimes think the same thing at the same exact time, and sometimes you get it out before I do, or I get it out before you do, and you're like, I was just thinking about that, man. Right. So I just think, you know, just having that first of all that connection, you know, that spiritual connection where we can literally predict each other's move, you know. I think that's just was naturally pre-built in our energy, our vibe, and our connection. And of course, music is another thing that kept us together, because these are things that are, you know, not everybody has the ability to do. So it's just, again, it's another spiritual connection on a different frequency, so to say. And at the end of the day, you know, on top of that, we are just such chill people, you know, and
we are, man.
I you know,
not perfect, but we try to be as chill as much as we can, man.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. Like even sometimes when we're both a bit like frustrated, we don't really argue. We've argued one time our entire friendship.
Not at all, my brother.
Like, even if we like to this day, if I'm getting a little short, or if you're getting a little bit short, you know, that's considered an argument for us, but it's not
right.
really an argument.
Right. If that's what you want to consider, it's like, okay, well, no, all right, go ahead. But and again, for us, man, we and I've said this to you before, man, we have that respect for one another. It's like, even on here, you know, I'm just like, okay, well, you know, because it's real time when we're speaking. None of this is pre-written. No. You know, so when you're talking about, you know what, go ahead, brother, you know, go ahead. And that's how we are off air. It's like, you know what, go ahead and say your piece. But what I would say to add to that, man, it really is a bond between us, man, because you mentioned it before. You know, there were times where there was 4 years, man, you know, or 3-4 years.
Longer than that sometimes, man. You mean the last gap of time before we saw each other?
Right. In terms of gaps of time. And that really was just due to us not having one another's, you know, contact information. God knows, I wish we could have had social media, you know, when we both moved away and able to keep up one another's lives in terms of real time. You know, where I could see you could upload a photo or whatever. You know, I knew you were alive, which I always knew you were alive, but you know, you're alive and well. But yeah, I would say our spiritual connection, man, is what has just kept our bond, man,
Yeah.
alongside music. Like you said, we truly can never get enough of it. For us,
Yeah.
if we could sit on the phone and talk for literally hours, which we have done,
We
and,
do it all the
and
time.
just right, we do it all the time, and just talk about music or singing together. That truly is the glue that holds us together, man. And now we're fathers, and that's a
Yeah,
whole
that's
nother
another
glue.
thing. Yeah,
It's
that's
a whole
a.
nother glue.
I think it's getting stronger. I think just as you're saying that we really, besides the obvious respect that we have for each other, we built a strong foundation at a very young age with each other, and it's just it's, if I can describe our friendship in one word, and you do the same for me, it would just be effortless.
Couldn't agree more, brother.
Yeah, like I don't have to try to make you laugh or try to make you be my friend or get along with you, man. It's just like I don't have to try and talk about topics or anything that's gonna spark a comment. We just do it naturally, um and I
Absolutely, bro.
think just that organicness, man, and on top of all those other things that are just very connecting, in terms of what we have in common, it's just really it's just enabled us, if I can give it another word,
Yeah, no, hey,
longevity.
oh,
You know what I
absolutely,
mean?
bro.
So, I mean, what if you could describe our friendship in one word? What would it be for you, brother?
You again, we think alike. So you stole my word. I
I'm
would say you
sorry,
stole,
brother.
but you already had said it.
That wasn't planned,
Uh,
guys.
right.
It's never planned,
No,
but
it's never planned, brother. But no, I was gonna say organic, man. That
Mhm.
was actually the word I was gonna use.
Okay.
It's very organic between us, man.
Yeah, bro.
And yeah, our conversations just flow. I mean, I know we've said it before many times on here, but just I think it was yesterday, or the day before yesterday. I think it was yesterday,
Hmm.
and we were talking. I was like, "Bro, we should be recording right now,"
We
because
always say
again,
that. Yeah.
we always say that, and again, it's just what is coming to our minds. And a lot of times we say we should be recording right now.
Hmm.
It's because we want to share our thoughts with the world, which is why we're doing what we're doing. But yes, but overall, our friendship is everything to us, man. I know I said it before. I'll say it again. In 2020, we've already been closer, but because this pandemic has just spiraled out of control for so many people, however that
Right.
looks, um, that for you and I feel like we've become, even though we're already super close, I feel like we've become even closer
Right.
through this 2020 year, because we've spent a lot of time talking to one another, man,
Hmm.
and on both ends, and really just
Yeah.
uplifting one another, where we see fit. There's days, again,
Hmm.
like I said, where you've had to, like, hey, bro, put your arm under my arm, even though you're not physically with me, and say, hey, bro, I got you.
Right.
We're gonna wake up tomorrow. We're gonna get up this hill, man, together, man. And that's how I am with you. So
Yep.
a lot of that, again, it just really just makes our friendship that much tighter. But I would say even in 2020, man, yeah, we've gotten, if there's even a way to do so, we've gotten even closer
Yeah.
in 2020.
I'll
So
be honest with you, man. Brotherhood, like, is it's a powerful title to hold, man. Because that's just that's like how can I word that? It's a type of relationship that you only get from a biological brother, for example, and that does come with responsibilities, even though it's not mandatory. When you're going through something that's extremely troubling in your life, hey, as your brother, because that's what we say before we do talk with one another. Hey, my brother, what's wrong, man? What's going on with you? How you doing? It's just being there. Like when I was going through my divorce, when I came back, that shit was hard, man. That was,
absolutely,
I
bro.
hadn't seen you at this point. The last time we saw each other was what, 2.5 years ago, right? Wasn't it?
Right. It was about a 3-year gap.
3-year gap, roughly. Okay, and look at
Yep.
that. That's 3 years, man. But it's, for me, in my mind, I felt like I saw you yesterday, man. That's what's crazy. Um, just being there for each other, man, and during trying times, especially something as crazy as that. I was going through my divorce, and shit was rough, bro. And if I didn't have you there, man, as well as my family and everything, just keeping my mind occupied, and I don't know how I could have been more sane at that point. I was just going crazy, everything was brand new, fresh, but just going back into the point, being there for your brothers, being there for your sisters, being there for anybody that you care of, that you just want to see do well and excel and just be great. Of course, it's a bit troublesome when we do have to go through those trial and errors in our lives that hinder us from feeling good, and so I really feel 100%, brother. Like, we've come definitely a long way after 20 years. It's only getting more sharp and more sharp and more strong. The foundation is becoming more and more strong. And
Absolutely,
damn,
bro.
we graduated, and I say that because, not only we became we grew up with a great foundation. We grew up with great parents, despite our differences, despite the shit that we went through in our life.
Yep.
We still ended up okay, man. And
We did,
good
man.
people. We still have that good person gene in us, and everybody has this potential, but some people just have this lack of anything, whatever that could be: love, attention, or whatever it is. Everything stems from something. So if we're not able to identify those lacks of, then what happens? There's holes in our upbringing, and that comes out later, of course. But that doesn't mean it's not possible to mend those things and make it better or become better versions of yourself. People graduate, even if it's not on time. What is it they say? What is it? It's a quote, man. That's super famous. A lot of us church sayers say this a lot. Like, God may not come when we want him, but he's always on time. And I
Yes,
think,
I was trying. I was cycling so many in my head.
yeah,
But
no,
yes,
word up. And
no, very
I'm not,
true, very
I'm,
true, bro.
I'm not here to be religious or in any form. I'm just being honest. Like, this is some real stuff here. Like, you know, great things may not come when we want them to, but listen, when they do come, why does it for some reason always feel like, man, it couldn't have come at a better time right now?
No, absolutely, brother.
So yeah, man. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, no, no.
What about you though?
No, no. I would say. I mean, I don't want to keep using the word piggyback, man, but yeah, I mean, you said it really well, man, in terms of just being there for one another, man.
Right.
And I think I've said it before on the podcast and meeting on previous episodes
Mm-hmm.
where you would just reach out to me and you had no clue that I was maybe going through something at that time and vice versa. Meeting in 2020,
Right.
and when I say going through something, maybe just my thoughts
Mm-hmm.
and you just call me and vice versa. I reach out to you and you're like, man, damn, I need this call right now, bro. Or I needed to hear those words. So
Mm-hmm.
I always say, yeah, even now, man, for those listening to this, reach out to, you whether it's a brother, a sister, a
Mm-hmm.
friend, check on them. Because
Yeah.
we're still in the thick of this pandemic stuff, man. No matter where you're at, obviously some areas of the world, there are more cases. Again, I know I
Mm-hmm.
said I'm here in Michigan, so the cases are continually rising
Right.
every day. And again,
Yeah, here as well,
just
man. It's crazy.
certain things are closed down in certain states. When I say things, restaurants or whatever it may
Mm-hmm.
be. So yeah, take that opportunity just to, even if it's a text message. For
Yep.
me, I know I like to see people or hear their
Yeah.
voice.
Me
So,
too.
if you are one of those people, maybe just give them a quick call or FaceTime, say, hey, you doing all right? Hey, just want to check in with you, whatever that looks like. But one thing that came to my mind, brother, as we're talking about our brotherhood, um, what do you feel? Because again, we've known one another 23 years, man. So it's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what do you feel is something that's changed with you now that I didn't know before?
Something that's changed with me before that. Okay. And just say it one more time. That way I'm
Yeah, no worries,
here
brother.
clearly.
No, what do you feel is anything that's changed with you now that I didn't know before?
I mean, we change every day, right? That could be like, moods. It could be taste buds. It could be a lot of things, uh, but I'd say for the most part, since we've been friends, and it sounds cliche, but I don't give a shit. But it's the truth from my side, like, I just become a better person, man. I was struggling with a lot of things, man. Inside, I overcame a lot of adversity, and especially within the musical side of myself. Like, became a better musician. I became a better, producer. I became a better uh, self-aware. I think that's one thing that's really been, something that stuck out to me the most, was just being aware of who I am now. And whereas before I was still trying to learn about that side of me, and just discover those different worlds, because it's literally a different world. And if you don't go through the motions of learning about self, then you never grow. And so definitely, if
Absolutely, bro.
just very, very little, not little, they're very big things, I would say, in my life. But I wouldn't say anything drastic to the point where you wouldn't have already picked it up. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
what about you, brother?
Um, I was thinking, because our response is truly off the cuff. So I was thinking of
Mm-hmm.
mine. I think for me, man, is patience. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say that, I've never been an impatient person, but I think just becoming more patient with life. And I think, again, I can't say it enough, this 2020, because it's slowed down and we've all been go, 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 go,
Right.
for so many years, that for me, man, it's really just being more patient, man, and appreciative of the little things. Obviously, I've said I've got two daughters, man, and whether we were in a pandemic or not, I'm beyond grateful for my kids. But I think as a father, being patient with my kids, man, and being patient with other parts of my life, because everything is not going to happen the way you want it to. Everything's not going to move,
Right.
at lightning speed the way you want it to.
Absolutely.
And as they say, when you have children, you do, man. You
Mm-hmm.
have to wear a different hat, whether you're the father
Absolutely.
like myself, or whether you're the mother, whether you're even the
Mm-hmm.
grandmother. Because
Yeah.
grandparents play. And I think I said this before, man, but it does. It takes a village to raise a child.
Yep.
Okay, children, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for me, yeah, I think if there was one thing that stands out to me is my patience, brother. And yeah, does that mean every single day that I'm patient? No, I'm human. If I'm at work and I'm trying to get some stuff done, I'm like, man, I really want to get this done. Yeah, my impatience kicks in. I'm just like, oh man, but that's more on some timeline stuff. But
Yeah.
when I take a step back, it's just like, okay, is this really that big of a deal right now?
Mm-hmm.
Is it really is it gonna kill me? And I'm not even, whatever that may be. And this is just how, again, I use the word lens. This is just a lens that, as we're talking about growth and development for myself, yes, I have to be patient, man. And as a father, I have to be patient, because yeah, your kids are going to do some
Yeah.
things where you're like, man, why in the world did you do that? We've all done it as kids. Hell, we could
Yeah.
do it as adults. You do something like, well, damn, like somebody's response to whatever you do is like, well, I didn't mean it that way. So it's like, again, translating that into patience. Like, let me
Mm-hmm.
just be patient. Let me sit back. Let me reflect, maybe how I said something. But yeah, brother, not to get long winded.
No, it's
I,
totally
I,
cool.
I feel like patience is something. And again, I'm still at times in my life working on that, because I'm human.
Yeah, I mean, just to add to that briefly, you know, because I didn't bring it up before, it's definitely appreciating the little things, man. That's another thing that forgot to mention. The most important thing for me, um, when you're so young, things are just, there's so much new information that's coming into your brain every day. So many little things that you're learning. You're learning how to be a boy. You're learning how to brush your teeth. All those little, learning how to tie your shoes. And you're just growing so fast. And it just feels like just yesterday I was my son's age, for example. You know,
Goes
um,
quick, man.
it feels like yesterday I was 13 years old, hanging out with you in Anchorage, Alaska, riding a bike to the PX or to somebody's
Yep.
house, or hanging out with friends, and just doing those little things, man, going sledding and stuff, and you know what I mean. Just, it feels like yesterday, man. It doesn't even register in my mind that that was a long time ago. And so um, just remembering the little things. The only thing we can hold on to really is the memory. And so um, it's really important to whatever you are receiving, just make sure it's you're receiving it in a way where it's memorable, and makes you feel good about yourself and about your life's journey. So yeah, but I wanted to ask you
Absolutely.
something, brother.
Yeah, brother.
Uh, you know, we've shared a lot of memories, right? Throughout a
A
23-year
ton, man.
journey. And
Ton, brother.
so For me, the question that, because I really don't know. I actually never really asked, because we've always only lived in a moment with each other. You know what I mean? And so we never really
Yep.
just talk about it all the time. But I noticed we're starting to do that a lot, especially in this season. Season is really about getting to know each other, and
It
and
is. And again,
and
I've got to
people.
learn a lot about you, man. And I'm still
Yeah,
excited to learn more. And I know vice versa about me, man. So
right. And also for people getting to know us, that's what, happened, kind of panned out that way, to be honest. But that's cool. But yeah, brother, real quick, man, I just wanted to ask you. We do share. We have shared a lot of memories. So throughout the time, starting from all the way, from Alaska, when we first met, to taking our trip to New York City, to meeting in Maryland eventually, and then to coming to Seattle, and then, I mean, in the not so distant future, and all this craziness pans out, you coming to Germany. But that's for another episode.
yeah, no, I can't
Those
wait, man.
memories before then. What if you just give me, shed some light on that? What was some cool highlights for you during that time? Something that, yeah, just a favorite memory you had, brother.
Yeah, I would say this is going to sound so simplistic for maybe some, but for me, it takes me back. I'll start with Anchorage, man, because yeah, that's the where we started building, our relationship, man. But I like you just were saying, like how quick time flies, man.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you look back, like, man, damn, did that even really happen? Like it's just it's going lightning speed. It seems like at times, meaning life. But I would say one thing, our memories of singing on the bus together, bro.
Oh,
I'll never forget that, man. I always cherish that because that
this was
was
in Anchorage, right?
in Anchorage. You
I
got it,
remember
brother.
that.
Yeah, that was truly our stage, even though our butts were sitting down. Obviously, we couldn't stand up while the bus was moving. But yeah, somebody's gonna get hurt. you know,
Catch an elbow, gadoosh.
right,
Oh
exactly.
shit.
It's not like buses had seatbelts. You really think about that. There's no seatbelts on bus.
Oh
So
no, they got to work on that. That's a bit of a safety
right,
hazard.
there's no seatbelts on buses, man, unless there are now. Because in Baltimore we call it cheese bus. So I haven't rode a cheese bus in a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
But yeah, man, I would say definitely when we're speaking about memories of mine, definitely Alaska, singing on the bus. And obviously we sung all the time in school.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I know I've said it before, but for New York City, man, meeting the Bronx, Castle Hill, um, that was just an amazing experience. And we're talking memories, and I think you mentioned this before, but us
Mm-hmm.
singing, we were at your father's neighborhood, and I know you know the area, so
Mm-hmm.
meaning in the Bronx, but singing for the people and really diving into just a multitude of cultures, man. I mean, I was just so exposed in a good way. Like I was just like, wow, this is crazy. And because prior to me meeting you, man, being honest, like I knew what the Puerto Rican race was, but I didn't know in terms of like, after I met you, embracing the
Mm-hmm.
food, embracing the language, and going to New York, it was like I honestly felt like I went to Puerto Rico. That
Yeah, it's
was
like
that was
yeah,
that was how I felt,
yeah.
and just really just getting into that world, if you will. It just was
Mm-hmm.
amazing, man. And again, you incorporate that with New York City because I had never been to New York City, seen many movies, and going to actually, I
Times
just thought
Square,
about
remember that?
Times Square. I just thought about another memory, man, when we went to go see Peter Pan in Broadway. Had never been to a Broadway show before.
What about meeting Big Pun together? Remember that?
Oh yeah, we did meet
Yeah,
Big
tell
Pun,
them about
man,
that. Tell them
man.
about
Yeah, I
that.
forgot. My God, man. Yeah, literally as you said, I was
Right
like,
there at Top Banana. Yeah, right.
yeah. I was like,
Tell them.
yeah. So, and what's the pizza joint called, bro?
It's called Top Banana,
Top
and
Banana.
in
Okay,
Castle Hill.
yeah, I couldn't. It's right up the street from your grandmother's house. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Nella and I were we were coming out of Top Banana, and actually, I take that back. We were in Top Banana,
Yeah, we were going to
and
getting a.
we were, and then I remember seeing a guy walk in. I could hear a bunch of bass outside. And I'm not thinking of it. Obviously, it's New York. I mean, you hear music everywhere. So,
Yeah, people be turned up.
right. So I saw, a guy walk in. He had a TS chain on. Obviously, at the time, everybody knew who TS was. I say everybody, anybody who was listening to rap, which we listened to. That's Terror Squad. So I'm just like, and it was blinged out, meaning it was a bunch of diamonds in it. I'm like, what in the world? And I'm just kind of like tripping because I'm like, okay, in this moment, like this is surreal right now. And so Nelson and I get our pizza, walk outside. In the passenger seat, there's Big Pun.
Mm-hmm.
Just he was, if I remember correct, I think he was like freestyling or something. He was rapping over a beat, and he was just, obviously Big Pun's a big dude, so you can just see him in there, and we like kind of threw up the deuce, meaning the peace sign to him, and he was like,
You
"What's up, man?"
you said something to him.
Yeah, I said, "What's up?"
Yeah.
So, because I was like, I knew in that moment, I was like, "Oh snap, that's Big Pun."
Yeah.
I was like, "This is crazy," and I knew it because I didn't know who was in the car, but I knew that was Terror Squad when I saw the guy with the chain on. It's actually kind of funny, and I can't remember her name, man, but it was your neighbor and your grandmother's neighbor, and she walked with us, but she couldn't see him because she didn't have her glasses on. I cannot remember. Maybe that's her name.
Carmine or Carmana.
Yeah, man, I can't remember her name, but yeah, I remember because she was at the pizza shop with us, and she was like, "Oh my God, I'm so mad right now. I can't even see him." She's like, "Because I don't have my glasses on." But I was like, well, hey, me and Nelson looking right at him, man. But yeah, that was pretty crazy, man. I think not too long after that, man, he actually passed.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
So yeah, being able to see him, man,
Share that moment. Yeah.
share that moment, man, in the Boogie Down Bronx. I mean, like, it just was every element of being in New York City, bro, was
Crazy.
surreal. That's the best word I can use. I mean, I can say mom, meaning your Mama D, as we say, we got both of us have Mama D's, but Mama D, and shout out to you, Mom. I love you to death.
Mm-hmm.
You took us everywhere, and I don't think I ever got a chance to, and I'll say it now, I don't think I ever got a chance to thank you. Thank you for giving us that experience, giving me that experience. I mean, there was not a day we weren't doing something.
You
I
went to
mean,
the beach, Orchard
we
Beach
were
together.
everywhere. I
Yeah.
mean, we went to Connecticut one day.
Oh, we went to Donny Park. Remember that? And
went to
down in
Dorney
Pennsylvania
Park
with
in
Grandpa.
PA, right, in PA. So, but again, she had us everywhere, man. So I mean, and that's why I still to this day say that's, if not one of the best summers I've ever had, man. I was everywhere. Harlem, went to Brooklyn. We went to, I mean, we were in Manhattan. It seemed like every day. And we're just doing something, doing things throughout the Bronx. We went to the Bronx Zoo. I mean, we went everywhere, and it's just that has always stuck with me. So it's like, when I left, and I always make the joke, man, I felt like I left. I'm half Puerto Rican, man, because I had
Damn
embraced
near
the
could
culture
pass for one
so
of the motherfuckers. Tell you
right.
that.
That is right, exactly.
Us
It's like,
motherfuckers.
I remember when I was there, I remember I was like, people would ask me, they was like, they're like, "Are you Dominican?" I was like, "You Dominican or Puerto Rican?" I was like, "No, I'm
Man, I
actually
remember
black."
somebody trying to speak Spanish to you a couple of times,
Yeah,
bro.
that was that alone, bro. Going into, obviously not being Spanish and not speaking Spanish, that alone,
Mm.
going to the corner stores and everybody speaking Spanish.
The bodega.
Yeah, the bodegas, bro. I'm like, oh damn. I'm like, I don't know how to speak Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just for me, it's just embracing the cultures, man, and all the cultures around. It's obviously New York is a massive melting pot. It's one thing to see, movies and stuff, because again, I
Yeah.
grew up watching movies that took place in
Right.
New York, and in the old Italian movies, and remember the movie Bronx Tale,
Yeah, of
one of
course.
my favorite movies. And yeah, to be engulfed in that, in that culture was just like, I mean, you talking about going from Alaska to New
Mm-hmm.
York City, completely different. The biggest city in the United States, and not only that, I'm not going to a tourist area. I'm in the
Mm-hmm.
Bronx. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
So like, man, this is cool.
Yeah,
But
it's
yeah,
crazy.
there's a ton of memories. But what about you, brother? I know I started with Alaska and then moved
No, it's fine,
to
man.
New York, but
Oh, good. I got one. I mean, we share a lot of the same fun moments, man, because we
right.
would always talk about it after it happened. Like, oh my God, that was crazy what just happened. We've been doing
Right.
that since children, bro.
We
We don't
still do
change a
it
beat.
today.
We just got deeper voices. Well,
Right, right.
Uh, but well, your voice got a little deeper than mine.
Yeah,
Mine's a little more.
mine just got a little deep.
Got
So
a little bit more, Don't worry about me. I'm a deep dude. No,
I'm a deep dude.
nah, but just one moment that stuck out to me the most was getting to do the same, man. Going to going to Baltimore, seeing how your family lived, and you know, uh, meeting your family, just being able to experience that be more culture,
Yeah,
eventually it
man.
was ridiculous, like cool for me, man. Like, um, yeah, because it wasn't so much different, but it was different at the same time.
Right.
That city life, just being in the hood,
Right. Right.
and being also in good parts as well, just experiencing every aspect of Baltimore was really really awesome for me, man. But there was one in particular moment when, well, there's a few. I'll just name two, for the sake of the video. Uh, there was one moment that we shared when we was in the Bronx. We were sitting on the front porch in Castle Hill, my grandmother's, and and I don't know if you remember this, man, but like we just started singing, and we would always it would not be a moment that like that would pass where we were not practicing harmonizing toward to one another, or we're
Yep.
not practicing songs, and I mean we're only 13 years old, bro. Like the fact that we're so advanced and just really wanting to just become better and better and better singers and just work together. I remember people used to walk by us, man. It was late at night one time and we was just what was
Singing,
that?
harmonizing.
That April Shower song. We'd always revert back to that more to Shy.
Yep.
And just these old artists that we respect, man, that really kind of gave us our foundation, I would say. As many as well as many other artists, but just to name a few. Just being able to share that moment where we would just practice and we would just talk, man. We kids, what the hell can we talk about at this age, really? As
Right.
men, but we've always had something cool to talk about it. And if I remember,
What was that? And keep your thought. It's actually
yeah.
funny. What was that Spanish drink you said gave us muscles? Remember we were doing
Oh
push-ups.
my God. Yeah,
Remember
it's called a
you?
manta.
Yeah, you were like you got to drink this. As soon as I
I
got
think
there,
I
I was
lied
like,
to you. I think I
you were
lied
like
to
you
you.
were like this gives us muscles. I'm like so we don't need to eat spinach. We just drink this. We get we don't need to
One thing I loved about you always, man, you was very vulnerable. You used to fall for anything I said.
Because I was like, I'm like, okay. I'm like, but hey, when in Rome.
Used to always fall for it. I felt so bad, like growing
I'm in
up.
the
I'm like,
Bronx. If he tells me it gives me muscles, all right, cool, man. I'm gonna drink it.
or was another one. If we drink nothing but lemon water, we'll be better singers or something like
Oh,
that.
oh my God, how much lemon water did we drink? Oh my goodness.
We were completely alkaline at this point,
Oh my
ladies and
goodness.
gentlemen.
We always did that. It's like, man, it's like we're gonna sing better.
But just
Well, yeah, but go back to what you're saying,
no,
brother.
it's
Go
fine,
ahead.
brother. It's fine. Just going back into that, like it was just something that, again, it just ties back into those little things, those growth moments, and just we would just spend hours and hours together as kids, and the things and topics that we would discuss were just so outside the box, for such a young age. We're definitely way beyond our time, man.
For
in
sure, brother.
many aspects of our life, and so I remember that. I remember how cool that was. I remember, you know, going to our first church session together. I remember,
Singing in the choir
yeah,
together, brother.
singing in the choir together. I remember trying to record a record for the pastor. Remember that?
Yeah,
Well,
I remember that.
using the dubbing method. Seeing, trying to
Yeah.
figure that out, man. You're talking, Devin. Jesus Christ, dude. We got to go to church. What are you doing? We did a new tape. We got to go to Radio Shack. Good job, you. Damn, messed it up. We used to go through a lot together, man. Meanwhile, I'm talking in the mic too. I completely ruined it myself as well.
Yeah, we
But
both did.
anyway, a lot of growing moments together, man. So that had me cracking up quite a bit. But yeah, and and then of course, I think I mentioned it already briefly. Was also just being in uh, just you coming over here to Seattle when I was visiting. I think that was also a very cool point. We got to really get the opportunity to learn about each other as men, and
Absolutely, bro.
that was actually our first real time to hang out with together without any like supervision needed.
Right, exactly. Right,
Or
exactly. Yeah, we tried to go. I think that was when I swear I thought it was when we were 18, man, and we tried to go down to Times Square for New
right.
Year's Eve, and Mom wasn't having it because we were in New York. We were back in the Bronx,
Oh
and she
yeah.
was like, "I don't think so." I was like, "All right, I guess you got
Yeah.
a point." So I was like,
Yeah. Exactly.
we might get lost down there. Who knows?
Exactly.
But continue, brother, about Seattle, man.
So yeah, so that was it, man. And so Seattle was also very fun because, you know, we got to experience each other as adults, and I definitely learned a lot about you then, man. I was just like, man, this dude is a lot more like organized, man. And that's just little things I would pick up. He's more, um, you know, uh, still funny as hell. That's cool. If anything, he got funnier.
They ain't never gonna change.
You know, and yeah, man, and which is weird. Not that being weird, but which is interesting for me because again, we literally locked right back into where we were 5 years before that or 10 years before that. That's, you know, just having these gaps of time. Like time doesn't exist with a real friendship or a real brotherhood and or a real sisterhood or whatever situation you guys are in. So when the foundation is strong, like it just develops, it just stems. It will always be a great, for example, it's like a tree that grows to be really tall. You can cut that motherfucker all you want, chop it off the you know, the stump, you know, whatever you got to do. But as long as those roots are still there, it's always going to grow just as beautiful or even more beautiful every single time. And so every branch grows off of each other. And I think we've had this, you know, blessed freaking journey, man, to be able to do that successfully, effortlessly.
Absolutely, bro.
But yeah, man. It's a question I have for you though.
Yeah, man. Fire away, man. It's like a game show. You know?
If there is, but I think you've already mentioned this, so I'm not even going to ask you that. Just, you know, what were some challenges that we had? You already mentioned it.
Yeah, man. And I think, but I'll say this, man. We're going to continue to have challenges in life, man.
Yeah, okay? Of course.
That will never go away. Yeah. That's for me, and yes. I know for yourself, and just people as a whole, man. That's what makes you stronger, man. That's where, you know, you try to keep building on self. Okay.
Correct.
And keep trying to be better the next day if that's possible. But yeah, so, you know, so just to tie into what you're saying, yeah, we will always at some point, man, talk about whether they're current day challenges, whether they're past challenges. Sometimes they merge into one, and, you know, just expressing again our truth, our perspective, you know. Hopefully, again, we'll continue to help people around the world, and again, help ourselves, which actually ties me into, and it just popped into my head. Nell and I were actually speaking. We just wanted to, if you will, share this with our audience. For anyone that wants to submit questions, you guys are more than welcome to. If you're not already following our Qbox page, which is on Instagram, we've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Feel free, you know, to shoot a question if there's something that you guys want us to answer. Even if you have topic suggestions, feel free to shoot that in there. We truly will, you know, dive into that world, because if there's anything you've learned about me and Nelson, we don't just talk about a subject for 10, 15 minutes. Sometimes it may seem like long-winded, but we just really put our hearts out there and try to express everything, you know, about a specific topic.
Correct.
So yeah, I did want to share that. Please, you know, feel free to submit questions.
And where can they do that? They can do that, what, YouTube?
They can do it, yeah, YouTube.
Facebook.
You know, even if, I think you mentioned it before it's recorded, man, in the comments, you know, on YouTube. And again, Nell said it, and we'll say it every episode, is, hey, whether you're auditory, whether you're visual, whatever platform works for you. I know in this day and age, most people have social media. So, hey, if you want to jump on Instagram, hey, you know, I think you guys should maybe touch on this, or even if it's feedback, we don't mind whatever it is, because again, that's only going to help us with our growth and development for this podcast, because this is truly something we take serious. We're excited every single week to jump on here. But again, this is something we want to grow, and we can't grow without an audience. So we understand that. So you guys are everything. You're important to us. Nell said it last week, but we truly love you guys.
Absolutely.
Whoever you are out there, we try to make sure each week we wrap our arms around you by sharing our story. And we would love to hear your story. And, you know, so again, feel free to interact with us through these different available tools. So,
yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, I guess just to kind of wrap this one up for today, man. You know, who's Devin in 2020, and what do you want to tell the world, man? Like, what do you want to share with them? And, you know, before we move on to the quote of the day, where's your mind at in terms of 2020?
the best word that comes to my mind is progressive. I've
Okay.
had to be absolutely progressive this year, and again, I can only speak for my individual journey.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of times that I felt absolutely stumped in this year, and I can't say I wanted to give up because I'm not a person that gives up. I've mentioned it before. My mother has given me. My mother's a single parent. Me and my brother, up until my stepfather came in my life, because I don't ever want to leave that out, until I was 12.
Mm-hmm.
But progressiveness, brother.
Mm-hmm.
I have to be progressive in every form, because
Right.
there are many times in this year where I said, "Man, is this a dream? Like how, like what in the world is going on right now? This is
Yeah.
crazy right now. Something else
Exactly.
happens, and as much as I was flying high at one point, then I would go back down, and I felt like I was flying high again, and then it felt like somebody, like one of them old war movies, man. Somebody, like, clipped the wing of a plane, and I started going down again. I'm just like, good Lord, like, why every time I'm trying to climb, like, my wing gets clipped, you know, and and
Yeah.
and and I
Yeah, I get
can't
it.
and I can't um actually do, I won't say do, but it doesn't feel like I'm able to progress forward. So I would say in that moment in time, but this is where I go back to our brotherhood, our friendship, my family, my inner circle. It really is progressiveness. So it's like, for me, man, I just have a true lens in 2020 and beyond. It's not just 2020, to just, hey, man, no matter what, man, I got to progress. I got to progress forward, man. I got to, as they say, put them boots back on, man. Tie them up,
Yeah. Got it,
put
brother.
and keep going forward, man. So, but how does that look for you, brother, in 2020?
Very simple. A lot more aware, brother. You
Mm-hmm.
know, mentally, physically, spiritually, from a parent point of view, wiser, personally as well, wise. And I just feel like there's so many things happening right now in this life that's enabling us to be successful. And you know what? It's only going to get better and better and better. So all we can do is just keep working on ourselves and continue to become better versions of ourselves every single day. And yeah, I feel great, man. Despite the craziness that's happening in the world, I definitely feel like we are on a beautiful way in terms of growth, man. And so let's just keep
Absolutely,
doing it.
brother. All right,
Yeah, man.
brother. So yes, definitely that time of the day, man. Quote of the day, which I know we both look forward to, man.
Yeah, definitely, brother.
Yeah, man. This one actually comes from Shonda Rhimes, which I know a lot of
Nice.
people know who she is. But this one's pretty short and simple. The only limit to success is your own imagination.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'll read that again, because try to
Oh
get better
yeah.
at reading it
I was gonna
twice.
tell you to do it anyway.
Yep, you got it, brother. So
Yeah.
again, it just says the only limit to success is your own imagination. I think you talk about it a bunch, man, and just envisioning, your dreams, and manifesting it.
Yes.
And that's truly what comes to my mind, when we're talking about the imagination, because you truly can envision, what you want in your life, and make it happen. Obviously, as we say, life is a journey. Is it going to happen overnight? Probably not, but if you keep working towards that dream, that imagination of yours, it'll happen. So, as
Yeah.
you as you like to say, go get it.
Go get it, man. And quickly on that, man. Yeah, I just love it. The only limit to success is true. It's really your own limit you put on yourself. And um, I think Einstein said it really, really, really cool as well. And it's in parallel to what Shonda Rhimes says here. He
Yep,
says imagination is greater than knowledge. So
that's a really good one too, man.
if you do not let your imagination do the leading in terms of your journey, then you're just doing something somebody else just did. Okay.
Absolutely, bro.
Every thought has become a thing. Everything that we're looking at, everything that we are sitting on, everything that we are working on right now, is all of this has come from a thought. So,
For sure.
uh, so going back into the quote of the day for episode 11, yes, the only limit to success is your own imagination in that sense. So, yeah, man, brother, As always, man, it's always a pleasure to just speak with you, man. Just enjoy these types
Yes,
of conversations with you,
always,
and
man. Never
man,
gets old, my brother.
yeah, and we're leading up to the last episode of season 1, and that's crazy. We did it.
I couldn't say that again. You know, we said we think the same words.
Yeah,
I was about to say, well, I guess 2 words, pretty crazy, but
we've done it, and we passed that. We passed that. Many milestones. But yeah, guys. Again, if this was your first time watching us today, we definitely wanted to again just let you guys know that we're very thankful. We love you so much, and feel free to leave comments below, whether it be YouTube. I think on the Anchor, if you guys are on Anchor, you guys could leave an actual voice message to us.
oh yeah, you did say that. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, but we're gonna provide all the details and the links below. If we do miss something that we did mention in this video, please do not hesitate to remind us so that we can get on top of it and make sure we get that knocked out for you guys. So
For sure.
yeah, so we look forward to episode 12, the finale, the
Absolutely,
final
bro.
of season 1.
Season 1, yeah, man.
Before we start the journey of season 2. And guys, thank you so much for watching and for joining Devin and I
Yes, thank you.
in our journey. So
Absolutely, brother.
So we look forward to seeing you on the next one.
Yep, we'll see you.
Take care, guys.